Red Stripe. Number one, yeah.
The Bare Truth podcast explores the inner workings of building a powerful and inspiring brand culture from the inside out. We explore topics around corporate social responsibility, team building, and innovation. Whether you're a small or medium business owner or a team member of a large organization, we hope you find this podcast informative and helpful. The Bare Truth is a digital product under the Red Stripe brand. Hi there, my name is Diane Ashton Smith and I'm the head of corporate affairs at the coolest beer company in the world, Red Stripe. Thank you for joining us for the first episode of our Bare Truth podcast. Over the next few months, we'll be sharing information on the happenings within the Red Stripe company. We'll also be hearing from past and present members of our family, as well as our partners, about how Red Stripe's practices have benefited them, and we want to answer whatever questions you might have. So today I'm joined by my beautiful co-hosts, Stacey Ann Williams-Smith and Teika Williams.
Hi everyone, happy to be sharing the mic with Diane and Ty. I've been a part of the Red Stripe family in corporate affairs for approaching 4 years now, and these two ladies have made it worth the while.
Oh, thank you, Stacey Ann. Hi everyone, I'm Teika. I'm part of the corporate affairs team as well. I've been at Red Stripe for the past 6 years. October actually will be 6 years exactly. And I've worked in various roles from human resources, and now I've found my home in corporate affairs.
Yes, and she is quite the energy bunny within the team, so you're going to hear more about her. But sorry, Ty, had to say that.
All right, so enough about me. Today, the stars of our show are Clion, Clifford and Teika Samuda.
And indeed, our focus today will be on our mantra, we take the lead, change the game, because we all know Red Stripe is not like any other company. We do things differently and we want to inspire other businesses to do the same. And we can't think of two people more fitting to speak on this than Clion and Teika. So guys, the air is yours.
Hi, my name is Clifford and I'm proud to be a member of this very iconic Jamaican company. So wonderful to be a part of the Red Stripe team. I've been employed with Red Stripe since July 4th, 2016, and I'm still here going strong.
Yes, man. And what do you do at Red Stripe? Tell them, no, Clion.
I am the inventory controller for the Outbound logistics team. I have a responsibility for controlling our very precious inventory that I know you, our consumers, so love and appreciate.
Beautiful. So tell us first off, what are some of the ways you think, Clion, that Red Stripe has been able to break away from the typical corporate organizational mold? We're different.
Yes, we are very different, Diane. And since I've been a part of this wonderful team, I realize that Red Stripe really places a lot of focus on its people. We have iconic brands, but behind of those brands are very talented persons that ensure that we're delivering every day. And so the theme or the focus that we have is we take the lead, we change the game. It speaks to ownership. It speaks to engagement. It speaks to developing talent. I've always said that Red Stripe is a place where leaders are made, and I still believe that today.
Wow. You speak so passionately, Clion. And I mean, you talk about the precious inventory. And as regular team members, sometimes we overlook the value of our various team building exercises. Why is it so important, you think, that we keep that team building element alive?
Without collaboration, you can achieve nothing. And so Red Stripe really places this emphasis on building trust through collaboration across our departments. We're not operating in silos. And one of the ways we do that is by really engaging our staff in a very fulfilling and meaningful way. We have our strategy today, for example, that really focus on where we are, where we want to take the business next, and how do we accomplish that. And we roll out the strategies, we look at what needs to be done, and certainly we empower our people to make those right decisions at those crucial times.
Very good, Clion. And some people may be surprised at how integral health, the role of health and wellness plays in that strategy. Can you tell us some ways in which the company caters to the health of the team?
Well, you need healthy people to deliver great results. And certainly I was just a part of a global health challenge that Red Stripe sponsors. And this is really a global challenge. Red Stripe was proud to be a part of it. And we're encouraged to increase our daily activity on a daily basis. We're formed in groups, and we certainly work towards building that level of getting physically fit. Also, we have a canteen that provides wholesome food for our employees. We're able to get quality meals any time of the day, and that is something that I think really brings value to us as a company.
Yeah, man, and we also can speak about that passionately, because I really do appreciate the wellness options and those things that people might think it's a simple thing, but when you really look at how it helps to create that kind of additional value to any wellness journey you might be on, then you can definitely see the overall value of that.
Yes, and sorry, Ty, I was just going to say, we have an occupational health department too that is fully resourced, with a doctor who comes in on a Monday and you can go in at any time, and also 2 nurses who support us. And in the absence of that, we have our first aiders who are on call 24/7 to ensure the safety of our employees. And what's our behavior again, Ty? That's
put safety first.
Yeah, man.
And one of the things that I love is the free gym access with a personal trainer who is there to ensure that you are putting safety first and working out in accordance to global standards, and ensuring that we're doing what we ought to be doing to get fit.
Well, Clion, we know that our model might not be easy for small businesses to immediately replicate, but can you make some recommendations that you think a smaller business might be able to incorporate?
Yes, I think really, just to give it some thought, put in your people first. And whether that means ensuring that you're engaging them timely in a very effective way, it also means having an open door policy. At Red Stripe, we practice a very open door policy. You can walk up to any one of our managers, team leaders, and you can have open and frank discussions with them. And that has certainly helped us to develop the type of culture that we need to deliver those winning results.
Awesome.
And speaking of winning results, I mean, we know most people who come to Red Stripe talk about the fact that it is in fact a university. As part of the Heineken global network of operating companies, we have the benefit of that information sharing across global operating companies. And it really does help individual employees to grow in many different ways and to learn. And it's something that employees who are with the company and who have left the company have spoken about. And so we're going to now bring in a team member who has left the company and has gone on to do some amazing things.
And that person is the one and only Teika Samuda. I am one of your biggest fans, Teika, but let me allow you to introduce yourself.
Thank you, Diane. Thanks for having me, ladies.
You're welcome.
Teika Samuda, former employee at Red Stripe. I feel I grew up at Red Stripe. I started there in 2001 as an intern, so straight out of the University of the West Indies. And I made my exit in 2018. So it means I spent almost 17 years in what I reference as the University of Red Stripe. It was a fantastic time where, to be honest, I really learned so many lessons and I had so many gains that have helped me beyond my time at Red Stripe.
So share with us some of those key learnings, Teika.
One of the most important things, I believe, is the ability to understand that no matter what challenge comes up or no matter what obstacle arises, there's always a creative solution that you can find. Being a part of a high-performance company such as Red Stripe, you never give up easily. The expectation is always that you're going to find a way to make it work. And what was always prominent within the culture at Red Stripe was executing through team and relying on your team members and understanding their strengths versus your strengths to help you to achieve.
And how do you apply that to your own business model?
Excellent question, Diane. So I have a business by the name of Being Jamaican. It is a travel and experience company, and we focus on taking people off the beaten path into the nooks and crannies of the island so that they can see another side of Jamaica, to see what else Jamaica has to offer other than the very beautiful but very well-toted experiences like a Dunn's River Falls. There is so much more to explore, like a Spanish Bridge or a Blue Hole. And in the initial stages of the journey, it was a little bit of a challenge to kind of step out, not being something that I had ever done before, but just taking the learnings, taking the support of my team members. That was one of the first things that really helped me to step out in faith and to make that big leap from working in the corporate world to being an entrepreneur.
Very good. I've had the opportunity to go on one of Teika's tours, and let me tell you, it's amazing. She's very engaging. She studies the history of the areas that she's taking you, and she just keeps you on your toes. She asks you questions, you get little prizes. So I see that she learned a lot at Red Stripe about dangling the carrot and ensuring that there's positive reinforcement.
I think one of the key things about Red Stripe is that they really invest in their employees. The many developmental workshops that I would have been a part of, the many opportunities to travel as well. I do believe that a part of the passion that I have for travel and experience was engineered at Red Stripe. Within my role as a spirits brand ambassador, I got the opportunity not only to travel locally to areas like Montego Bay and St. Anne and to really share information about our brands, but I also got the opportunity to travel overseas to learn about our different brands, to be able to spread the knowledge locally. And therein is where I really believe that nugget for exploring and discovering was really planted and started.
Well, thanks for joining us, Teika and Clion. Before we wrap, we'll be answering a few questions you guys submitted. So, Stacey, over to you, my precious.
All right, first question from Brian in St. James. What are your suggestions in maintaining motivation levels for team members in a small and struggling business?
I'm going to put that to Ty, who is in charge of internal comms. So, Ty, come on now. Speak it, sister.
That is a tough one for me. But maintaining motivation, I think we always have to remember to meet people where they are. So understand where people are in their emotional and mental space, and then taking them on whatever journey you want them to go on with you. You have to understand where they're coming from, and then find out their likes, their dislikes, find out what motivates them, because sometimes we may approach things with a very broad brush and not understanding that each individual is unique. And while there is an overarching ambition for the company, you have to learn to meet people where they are so that they buy into the journey that you're taking them on.
Boy, I tell you, I couldn't have said it better. Stacey, you have anything to add?
It really is, as Ty said, about understanding where people are, Diane. And it is allowing people to be authentic, but at the same time, really listening and encouraging that kind of dialogue.
And that's exactly what I would say. It has to be two-way. It can't be just a dependence on the business, but what also are you bringing to the table to ensure that we are delivering against the vision of the company, and as well that you yourself, because you're spending most of your time at work anyway, and how do we make that balance between work and life? And I suppose that's a great way for us to close. The Bare Truth podcast explores the inner workings of building a powerful and inspiring brand culture from the inside out. We explore topics around corporate social responsibility, team building, and innovation. Whether you're a small or medium business owner or a team member of a large organization, we hope you find this podcast informative and helpful. The Bare Truth is a digital product under the Red Stripe brand.
Red Stripe, number one, yeah.